Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you can't tell from the title, today's video we are going to be talking about my current makeup favorites, and yeah, we're going to get right into it. But before we continue, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so you know when I upload, and also go follow me on IG and TikTok. So in both places the content is a little bit different because if you're familiar, the platforms are just a little bit different, and so I get a little bit more comfortable and relaxed over on TikTok. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into my favorites. All right, so for the most part, all the products that I mentioned today are on my face currently because I was just making a few videos for Instagram. But anyway, let's just go ahead and jump right in. So I'll be listing the products in the order that I apply my makeup. And so first things first, I am loving the Milk Hydrogrip primer. And so if you all are familiar with this, I'm not sure how long it's been out, maybe about a year or two, but they also have a smaller one, and so you can, you know, pick that up as well. But I do like to double prime, and so after I apply, you know, my skincare, this is my first primer. Next up, we have our Becca Evermatte Poreless primer, and this is the OG. I used to use this, gosh, when I first started makeup. Stopped using it and came back to it because I am oily, and so I really like this. This does leave a white cast, and you have to make sure not to rub it in because it will ball up, so you do have to pat like this, or you can use a brush, either way. But you will look a little ashy, and that's okay because your foundation will cover it, but this will keep the oil away during the day. And so just place this in those oily spots, place however much you need. Don't be afraid of the ashiness, and your makeup will stay put for the day. All right, so next up, I'm gonna talk about my brows. And so this is what I use to conceal under my brows, and this is the Sephora Make No Mistake High Coverage Concealer, and I have these in the shade Cinnamon and number 12, and Clove number 13. So this is Cinnamon and this is Clove. These are so nice and thick, and so for example, if you haven't, you know, been to you know, the eyebrow shop or what have you, and you haven't been able to get rid of those little pesky hairs, this concealer is thick enough to cover those hairs up. You know, have you ever experienced using a concealer that's a little bit more runny, a little bit more wet, and it just seems to just glide right over that hair and doesn't cover it up at all? So this is what you need if you just don't frequent the brow shop, or you like bushy brows, you know, and you don't like the natural shape or what have you. But that's a great purchase. A little goes a long way. I've been using those tubes literally every time I put on makeup, and so I still have a fair amount, and I think they retail for $12 a piece. So I really like those, so get your hands on those. So next up, I'm going to talk about my brow pencil, and this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. And you know, it's dual ended, has a spoolie on one end, and then it just has a really thin pencil on one end. But I'm using the shade dark brown, and so this is essentially what it looks like. But I've been using this for a while. I have kind of used a few other products, for example, like the Benefit one, and so that's nice and precise as well, but definitely a little bit darker and a little bit more bold. So maybe just use a lighter hand, but for the most part I haven't strayed away from that. I'm not gonna say I'm not into brows, but brows really aren't my focus, and so I don't spend a lot of time on them. And I was using a brow gel, but currently I'm not using a brow gel, and so, you know, nothing to discuss there. But we will go ahead and move on to the face. If you've been watching my videos, or if you're new, I really like the Juvia's Place concealer. So for a while I was trying to focus on my base as far as getting my face together, like my foundation blended, my concealer blended, you know, my bronzer and contour in the right spot, figuring out and learning my face. And so I found that this concealer just blends so effortlessly with almost any foundation, honestly. So of course it works really well with, you know, the Juvia's Place foundation, but I find that it works really well with any dewy foundation just because it's nice and wet. And so I do use the shades 9 and 10. So 9 is on top and 10 is on the bottom. So 10 is actually lighter, and they look very, very close, but they just have a little different undertone. And so 9 is closer to my skin tone, and so I do use 10 to highlight. But I do like to use both of them actually. And so what I will say is with this concealer, make sure you let it dry, because it just performs way better. And with that, a little goes a long way. I've had those for so long, and I like those as well under the eye. Under the brow. But I definitely prefer the Sephora, make no mistake. Alrighty, so now we're going to get into foundation. And so I have everything sitting right in front of me. And so I really like that Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. So this is not a foundation that I picked up because I wanted to try it. I actually saw this at TJ Maxx and I just felt that it was a steal. So I was like, well, I haven't heard much about this product. I haven't really seen it. I wasn't really interested in trying it. But for the price point, I was like, let me just go ahead and try it. But it's so funny because now on the internet, I see other people trying it and I'm just not really sure how long it's been out. But it's so thick and creamy and almost velvety. Like, it's definitely a different texture from any foundation that I've had, but I really have taken a liking to it. And I'm in the shade Mocha. The next foundation that I really like is the Nars Soft Matte. And so when I first started makeup, I was a Nars fan, but I had never tried any of the Nars foundations because number one, I knew that I was oily, so I absolutely stayed away from dewy and glowy foundation at the beginning of my makeup journey. But also it was really expensive, and so it just really, didn't tickle my fuzzy for me to spend it. But anyway, when it came out, I did purchase it, I think based off of a review by Andrea Renee. And I really love this. I don't think I have the right shade. I do have the shade Marquises in medium deep 5. It's definitely warm, but that's what I'm wearing today. Like by itself, I didn't mix it with any other foundation, and so I think it looks okay. But the finish of this, so beautiful, and I really like the packaging. Super cute. You can throw it in your makeup bag and travel with it. I really like that. All right, so my current favorite powder is the DermaBlend Professional Loose Setting Powder, and this is in the shade Cool Beige. And so this is so nice and finely milled. For a while I was using the Laura Mercier, but I was just so unhappy with it, to be honest. But I spent my money on it, so like I wanted to use the powder, but it just made my under eye so dry. And so of course I started to moisturize my under eye, in general, as a part of my skincare routine, but it just still wasn't doing what I needed to do, and it made me look cakey and old, and it just didn't look pretty in photos. And so I did switch to DermaBlend. I think I saw one person talk about it on TikTok, and that was all I needed. And so I really like that. It doesn't leave an ashy finish or anything. And so previously I was setting my face with a pressed powder, but no longer. I'm setting my whole face with that loose setting powder, and then I'm going on top of it with my bronzer. And so with that being said, we can go ahead and transition to bronzer. So I really love the Morphe bronzer, and this is in the shade Leader. And you can purchase it at Ulta or online. This is really affordable. I think it retails for about $12 or $13. And so this is the shade, and they do have a few darker shades. They just didn't have it in my local Ulta, but this is what it looks like. It looks kind of red here in the pan, but if you're someone who's like me, I don't like it to be too warm and I don't like it to be too cool. This is perfect. Give it a shot. It is not too red in the pan at all. Trust me. Go try it. And next, so Makeup Revolution, I actually think I like the Makeup Revolution shades better, but they're really pigmented, and so you definitely have to have a controlled hand. But this is the packaging. This is what they look like, and this is in the shade Dark. And so this one is really pretty as well. This one, I would say, does have a little bit more red undertone than the Morphe Leader that I did just hold up. But I'm going to show you a deeper, darker shade that's absolutely stunning. And for anyone my shade, I will say that with this next shade, you just have to be really careful, because like shorty is, I was about to say thick. She is dark. And it broke. But anyway, this is what it looks like Like, tell me this is not the most beautiful chocolatey shade you've ever seen. And don't be fooled by the lights. Like, this is like, she's dark, like dark. That's more true to the tone versus, you know, the light. But absolutely stunning. And so I really love the packaging as well, and it also comes with like a full-size mirror, so that's a plus. Alrighty, so now that we're done with bronzer, let's talk about blush. So I'm not a fan of blush, but I've been wearing it. It's been trendy and I think it looks really nice. You know, on the women who I watch on social media, I think it just looks so pretty and warm and feminine. And so I didn't go spend anything. I already had this Anastasia Beverly Hills blush trio in Berry Adore. I already had it. This is a purchase I got from TJ Maxx as well. So I was like, might as well pick it up, you know, and try it out. But what I like to do is wash my brush in all 3 shades. This one shade you definitely have to be careful with. But anyway, these shades are beautiful for women of, you know, darker skin tone. And, you know, like me, like I said, I don't really play with blush like that. Sometimes it can be a little much. And so I like to gravitate more so towards this shade and this shade. But yeah, so I don't know if I'll keep blush in my rotation, but for the meantime, I think it's definitely making my makeup look a lot different. And so I think it's just adding warmth onto my bronzer. And so it's cute for now. It's cute for now. Next, I want to talk about my Juvia's Place eyeliner. And this is in the shade Royal. So if you've been watching my channel, you know that I like blue eyeliner on my lower lash. So that's what it looks like. And that's also what I have on today, and I just think it's really pretty. It gives it a nice pop, and it's just nice and creamy. Let's see if you can see it, but yeah, it's just really nice and creamy. And so I really like it. I find that a few of the other blue eyeliners that I would use, they just dry out so quickly, and I just don't have time to keep buying blue. So let's talk about lips. So typically I'll use the MAC Chestnut, but I'm getting tired of MAC Chestnut for some reason. And so I did pull out my Molasses by Sephora. And this one's kind of old, but this is just what it looks like. And it's just so dark, like, and creamy also. Like, it's just beautiful. Sometimes I feel like that MAC pencil can just kind of dry out. I don't know if it's just drying out over time or if it's just dry in general. So I really like that. And then another alternative that I really like is this Luxe liner by Juvia's Place, and this is in the shade Kola, so it's just another brown liner, and I like that as well. And this is what it looks like. But yeah, so nice and chocolatey. I really like that. And then the only nude that I've been using for a really long time, I got this from the beauty supply store, and this is by Nickak. Nickak, New York. I don't know why I was calling it Nickak. But anyway, this shade right here is Coral Hibiscus. And so recently I've been gravitating towards more of a pinky nude versus just a neutral nude, if that makes sense. And so this is what this looks like, and it's just really pretty. And then on top of it, I do like to add a Fenty gloss, and this is the one in brown sugar. And so if you've never use any of these Fenty glosses, like, I haven't tried a lot of lip glosses, but I don't need to, because it's how good these Fenty glosses are, and they last a long time. And if your lips are dry, this will hydrate them. If you left your Carmex, this will hydrate them. So definitely give that a shot. I have one in my purse and one in my makeup kit. I really like it. Let's talk mascara. My favorite mascara of all time is the Benefit Bad Girl Bang. Like, I just feel like if you don't have any eyelashes, this will make your lashes pop. I know that there was like a mascara that recently came out that like went viral on TikTok. I didn't get my hands on it, but I don't need to, because this right here is She's Your Best Friend. And also it just has like a really nice wand applicator that's nice and small, and so I feel like it lasts a lot longer versus the thick applicators. They just have so much product on there, and they just get, you know, if you don't have very long lower lashes, the mascara just honestly gets everywhere. And so I prefer that one. I don't have very long lower lashes. I have decent lashes on the top, but none barely at the bottom. And then this next mascara is this Colorpop mascara, and it's called Blew Your Mind. And so you know, I said that I like a pop of color on the bottom, and so this looks really pretty. And if you put purple or pink, just smudge the eyeshadow on your lower lash and put this on, listen, absolutely beautiful. And I've been using this. So this is the NYX Bear With Me Prime Set Refresh Spray. And I'm not big on setting spray. Like, I use it, but I don't know what's good and what's bad. I just really like this, and I think because I'm using a lot more powder with the DermaBlend, like putting it under my foundation and then going back in and setting it, like, I think this just really helps melt it. I did really like the Morphe misting spray, but it's very strong, and I don't know if it locked my makeup in or not, but I've definitely taken a liking to this. But for the most part, everything I mentioned today I think is pretty affordable. So definitely leave a comment below and let me know what you've tried that I mentioned and what you want to try that I've mentioned. I think for the most part I found the products that I like and work, but I still want to try new products without like breaking the bank. But anyway, if there's something you think I should try, like, leave it down below in the comments. But anyway, until next time, this is the end of the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and go follow me on IG and TikTok, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye guys.